Hi, this is Jessie.
And this is Rex.
And you're watching
The Brick Ninjas. So which movie did we see, Jessie?
We saw Jack Reacher.
And Jack Reacher Never Go Back. And how did you feel about that movie?
I felt I will never go back. It was very disappointing.
Yeah.
I was very let down and bored in this movie.
Especially because the first one was so good.
Yeah, I expected a lot more, especially if Tom Cruise signs on to something, I have fairly high expectations because I think he usually has good movie picks and he's a great actor, so he's fun to watch. And generally, if I'm watching a Tom Cruise movie, I expect it to be pretty watchable. But this was not.
Yeah, I've always been very happy with Tom Cruise's films too. Oblivion, the first Jack Reacher, just to name a couple. Yeah, just to name a couple that he's done. And usually when he's involved in the production, they're really good. He takes a lot of care in that. Yeah. This really felt, and it was so surprising to me, it felt amateur.
Yeah, when we came out of the theater, we were both like, yeah, it didn't feel like a professional movie production. It felt like an amateur, like somebody didn't know what they were doing. Yeah. Just with the way the story was laid out, the way the scenes were shot, the lines, even the acting. Like it was pretty bad.
Yeah, and all those characters, all those actors I've seen in other movies, like Robert Knepper, who was great in Prison Break, the TV show. I really liked him in the original Hitman back in 2007. I thought he played a great character there. Did a great job acting. This movie, I don't think his acting was so bad.
He just, barely had a part. There was they didn't build his character at all. Like in the first Jack Reacher, the bad guy, even though he didn't have a lot of screen time.
Werner Herzog.
Yeah, but he was like this formidable guy, and they built his character up pretty early on with
very well in very short scenes. Yeah.
So
did not happen in this movie with Robert Knepper.
Yeah, he had very little screen time, and the time that he did have, there was nothing formidable or scary or disturbing about him really at all. He was just some guy. So.
And I had a hard time. What really bugged me the whole time I was watching the movie, I was getting bored. And I was just thinking, I don't care. I don't care about this character. I don't care about that character.
Yeah, not even Tom Cruise's character.
Yeah.
I was like, meh.
It was a total surprise to me. Like, normally, Tom Cruise commands the screen. And for a portion of the movie, he does that. But other parts, I'm like, okay, your character, you seem tired. Not your character. You as an actor seem tired. So, were you shooting late? Did you just have something going on? There were things that took me out of the movie from his acting. And there were things of dialogue that took me out of the movie too that made me think, why would there's a point in the movie where Cobie, or I think that's her name, Cobie Smulder, plays a character where she's Susan Turner, Major Susan Turner, who makes this comment to Robert Knepper's character that just seems way overboard and makes no sense to me. Mm-hmm. And there was no reason to say it, and then even his reaction is like, that didn't happen. Mm-hmm. And it was so odd.
There were several awkward points where just the interactions didn't make sense, and there was like either someone would say something awkward, and there was the reaction from the rest of the actors was awkward, or there was just a lot of stuff that didn't tie up, didn't make sense, didn't work, didn't flow.
Well, yeah, a lot of the times what were the bad guy's motivation? I couldn't figure it out, because in the first movie it starts out with this crime that you're watching people get picked off, and you're like, oh my gosh, and that draws you in. You're like, okay, how are they going to prove that this one guy didn't do it?
Yeah, and it's a mystery, so there's something to follow, and there's a lot of tension built by both the actors and then just the way that the story is laid out, and the way the shots happen, and in this movie everything was just kind of scattered.
They pulled you in quick in the first one and kept you intrigued. This one. No, you didn't like the opening scene at all. You said
Yeah, it started out with a scene that was, I think, supposed to link you into the first Jack Reacher movie, and it's just where Jack has basically knocked out a bunch of guys. Had a 4-against-1 fight and knocked everyone out. And the cop in that scene, who's the first person to have a speaking role, if I remember correctly, just doesn't deliver his line very well, and the scene just seems kind of pointless to me.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot there. Like like you said,
It wasn't a major crime. It wasn't anything central to the movie. It just was a
felt like
random scene, and then it went away.
okay, here's a bridge from all the fans who saw the first movie,
Yeah.
which, like I
Which
said,
is okay, but it
the
didn't
first
go
movie
anywhere.
was great, but I liked how the first movie drew you in quick, and I was expecting something like that when I watched this, and that didn't draw me in. In fact, I didn't even know what the crime really was or what they were trying to figure out until like an hour and a half into the movie. And by that point, I'm pretty well spent and I don't care anymore.
Yeah, and there were even some scenes where things were really drug out. Like it could have been like a two word interaction and over, and instead there's like several shots, and you just get really bored, and there's no point to them.
I know, I felt like, okay, I got the information, let's move on.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen. And I also felt like, okay, why have this character? Are they only serving a purpose to like drag this out? And sure enough, that character was only there to draw out a later part in the movie that by that point, like I said, I had already lost
Didn't
my
care about the
steam.
characters, yeah.
And I hate saying this so much because I really, really liked the first movie.
Yeah, and wanted to we were looking forward to the sequel. So it was
Yeah.
definitely a letdown.
Yeah, and I like I said, I was let down. I like the first one. I like Tom Cruise. I like the actors that were in this movie: Robert Knepper, Smulder, Cobie Smulder. But man, it just let me down. And you could probably pass this one up. It's not so terrible that I would watch it on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's worth that, or
Yeah.
maybe an Amazon Prime rental.
So yeah, for what you would expect from a Tom Cruise movie, it was a letdown.
I was really sad about that. So that's our review. Let us know in the comments if this helps you not want to see the movie, helps you want to see the movie, and if you did see the movie,
What you think?
what
yeah,
you thought the
if you
strong
agree or
points
not.
were, and what you thought the bad points were, if you agree or disagree with us, or you want to add to the conversation. We're interested to hear what you have to say.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thanks for watching.